welcome to our special sections today. And we got the great honor to be here at one of the places that Chiang Mai people just passed by, and we got a chance to be here inside. And I'm with one of the amazing ladies here in Chiang Mai. That she was a political economic chief at U.S. embassy in Rangoon, and also in Moscow covering the internal politics, and also in Bangkok also as a consulate and economic officer. In Washington D.C., she also advanced team secretary of Secretary Colin Powell as the career development officer of entry-level foreign service officers. So me and Kun Bum today we are here, and with great honor to be here with our guest for this evening. Consul General Harhigh. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
How are you today?
I'm fine. It's an honor to have you here today. I'm pleased to welcome you to our consulate.
Our pleasure and also glad to be here.
Yes, it's my honor to be here too. Yes.
So could you start a little bit about yourself? How about that? So some of the American listeners also know a little bit, but
Okay.
maybe other listeners like to know more also that who is USCG.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could start by saying that I have a long history with Thailand. This
Yes.
is a country that is very dear and special to me.
Yes.
When I was growing up, I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, which is on the East Coast. And when I was growing up, my family didn't travel very much. My father was a doctor, and he worked very, very hard, and he would never take time off. And we did not travel. And as a result of that, the one thing that I wanted to do when I got older was to travel.
Okay.
So I went to college in Baltimore, Maryland,
Right.
also on the East Coast. And my school, which is called Loyola University now, had a study abroad program in Thailand.
Wow.
And so I thought that sounded very adventurous and fun, and I had never left the United States. And so I signed up and I left for Thailand. That was 27 years ago.
So just like to ask for your impression at that time, when you think about Thailand at that time, what were you thinking about the first impression?
First impression.
Before you arrived?
Before I arrived, I'll be honest with you, when I was very young, and
Yes.
so I didn't really have any preconceived notions. I didn't know what to expect.
Yes.
I just remember feeling so excited to see something very different from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
So it is because the program was in Thailand, so you just select that from the list, or you kind of study a little bit like which part of Southeast Asia did you go?
No, they only had a program in Thailand, so I
Okay.
chose to come to Thailand, and I studied for 6 months at ABAC, or
Okay.
now known as
Assumption University.
in Bangkok.
And when it was during that time you learned how to speak Thai, probably because you can't speak Thai fluently.
Oh, thank you very much. Actually, at that time, my classes were in English, so I didn't actually study Thai then. I spoke some Thai with my friends, but I studied Thai a little bit later because after I joined the Foreign Service,
Yes.
I was assigned to Bangkok for my first Foreign Service tour. And so for that tour, I got some Thai language training, and that's when I really learned to speak Thai. The rest of it was maybe taxi Thai and restaurant Thai.
So you just apply for their exchange program, and then do you actually apply for other universities besides Thailand?
No, I only applied to Thailand.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
This remind me to one of my group of friends from America discussing medicine.
Oh, okay.
When they first got here, because they've been introduced a little bit about Thailand,
Uh-huh.
as soon as it's about to land to Thailand, said, look at that, there's so many temples down there.
Yeah. I remember, I think the one thing that I still remember is the smell of jasmine, because they greeted us at the airport, the college did, and they gave us the jasmine wreaths.
Nice.
And then I put it in my room, and even to this day, if I get jasmine, I smell that and I just think back on that time, because that's the first thing that I
It's
associate.
like the first impression.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yes.
And how hot it was.
So what did you study during that time?
Well, actually, I studied mathematics. I was a math major,
Okay.
so I had a few math courses. I also studied English literature with Ajahn Glenn, who is still an Ajahn at Assumption. He came to visit with some students here last year, which was very exciting for me. I also studied Thai Buddhism, Thai history, and Thai culture. So
Wow.
I have those courses.
Wow.
So you plan already in advance that you're going to work in
That's
Thailand.
actually kind of my
Yes.
questions. Because you said you're studying math as specialist,
Yes.
and then master in foreign service.
Right.
Why is the transition has come to like so different aims? Like,
It's an excellent question. So, when I visited Thailand for the first time, it for me spurred a love of travel that continues to this day. And so after I finished my college degree in math, I knew I wasn't ready to work in the United States yet. And so I volunteered for the Peace Corps,
yes.
which sends volunteers to countries throughout the world. And I was a Peace Corps volunteer in a country called the Central African Republic. And Peace Corps, at that time, they saw my degree in math and they said, okay, she'll be a math teacher. So that's how I ended up doing that.
Okay.
And then while I was in the Peace Corps in Central African Republic, I met foreign service officers, and they explained to me what the State Department did, and that's how I became interested. And in fact, I have to say we were evacuated from the Central African Republic due to an uprising. And so the foreign service officers, including consular officers, played a role in our evacuation safely from that country. And that stuck with me. And so after that, I decided to join the State Department. So that's kind of how that happened. I went to the graduate school first after Peace Corps, and then joined the State Department.
You continue your journey in this career.
That's right.
It's remind me to the Steve Jobs when he mentioned once that every dot in your life is actually linked.
I think that's very true. The Peace Corps for me was very special, and Peace Corps in Thailand actually has played a huge role. Since Peace Corps was founded in 1962, there have been about 5,600 Peace Corps volunteers who have served here in Thailand. And I have to tell you that even some of my closest friends are former Peace Corps volunteers who came here, fell in love with Thailand, as I did as a student, and they have stayed here and contributed to their communities here. So.
Very well. This is really impressive of what you are speaking, and then to see that it's really touching me in a way that how much you feel to Thailand, and from the very, very young at the time.
I was younger then.
Alright, thanks for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe for more video updates.